Well, as a leader, sometimes you have a different philosophy when it comes to assessment and grading, let alone instruction, than you do the rest of the faculty. And first, you have to sort through your own philosophy as an educator. If you were in the classroom, how would you respond to some of these burning issues? So do you think that homework should count this percentage or this percentage? Well, what is the role of homework? I've got to figure that out for myself. Am I criterion referenced or am I more norm referenced? All these things are sorting through your own mind. Then you've got the faculty. Some are here, some are there. They're all over the place. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to make sure you honor what the faculty brings to the conversation. You don't want to just dispel it. It's like Anthony Muhammad and Doug Reeves and so many others have reminded us. If you just try to impose a structural change without changing teacher beliefs, it's probably going to fail. And you don't want that to happen. So open up that dialogue. And one of the things that I've found that's very, very helpful is to ask people to explain their thinking. So often, faculty members have never really had to articulate their teaching philosophy. And once they start doing that, comparing it to some of the education research out there, the reasoning of some great thinkers and visionaries in education, they begin to realize, well, maybe this doesn't hold water, or maybe I've been doing something just because it was conventional practice, not because it was based in good, sound instruction. So having a safe place where faculty can do that, and then sharing your journey. They need to see the kind of model of, wow, I thought this, but then I revised my thinking in light of new evidence. That's extremely powerful because so many times teachers tend to be in survival mode and they're just trying to get through the day. And they don't always have the time or inclination to sit back and really look at the larger question of what we do. But that's exactly the gift a leader brings to the building is, let me show you the larger context within your classroom and as you teach. Why do we teach everybody, not just the easiest ones? How are structures limiting us? Where were we and now where are we today? Those are things that the principal or the administrator or the superintendent, the school board member can bring to that classroom teacher trying to navigate every single day, all the constituencies, parents, students, demands from the school system. It all comes together. But we want to affirm them taking those risks. So there's going to be some time when I really do disagree. And then what do? Do I just mandate from on high? Or do I work with teachers, honoring the wisdom they do bring to the table, but then asking the larger questions so they can discover some of the answers themselves? Are there ever times when I take a step back and I realize what goes unlearned, unachieved in students because I decided to play it politically safe and not push a point? I'm going to have to make the hard decisions sometimes and really work with some teachers and say, I need you to give it a try, at least just for a few months, maybe just one idea. One of my favorite things to tell teachers if they're making some fundamental change is try one idea per month for 3 years. You're on pace. It's really okay to go that slow. What's going to happen is because so much of this idea of differentiation and assessment and grading, they permeate every other area or aspect of what we do, that you'll start thinking about the other things even though you're only formally doing one thing per month. If I talk about, okay, I'm going to do flexible grouping and that might mean I change my assessments. Ooh, what does that mean for grading and reporting if I change my assessments? One thing just kind of leads into another. So it's okay to do it on pace. So many times teachers don't want to do some of these ideas because it's so overwhelming to do all of it at one time, and they're so conscientious they want to go from 0 to 60 in 1 week. So in a way, I know this sounds very weird, in a way, I'd like most educators to lower their standards. Try not to be so perfectionist. Invite the kids to be a part of this. I know Carol Ann Tomlinson and many others talk about the fact that school and teaching is a collaboration with students, not something we do unto them, but something we do with them. So I'll invite them on board. Where am I with this? What do you guys think of this? But I have to make sure my teachers are entering into that world of risk-taking and collaboration, that they feel safe with it, and they also have their own wisdom honored. If I go in there and say, how do you know that B really means this level of performance? And are you aware that this particular way of setting up your grade book goes against all the research we've ever found? Well, the defensive walls will go right up. So I've got to find a way to affirm what they're already doing. And you know what? It turns out that most teachers are doing some of the wonderful things. And we've got to go out of our way to make sure they know that. Because so often they're so self-conscious, they don't think they're doing the right thing. And I've got to make sure that they feel that. But they also have to see my journey as I struggle, because I can model the very thing I want them to do. And if I ask them to make all these changes, I've got to be able to go through that and then provide whatever it takes for them to start feel comfortable. If there's occasionally a little bit of collegial peer pressure, like everybody in the faculty is doing this particular approach to grading, well, it's harder for individual faculty members to keep their toes dry when everybody's diving in. So what I might bring to it is a culture of, we're going to try this. It permeates all we do. It's our way of doing things around here. I'll advertise to others, and I'll invite people to share what they're doing, give those testimonials. But I'm not going to let somebody sacrifice students' learning because I was so afraid to open the topic. It's worth that momentary awkwardness. As you work with faculty who might be hesitant, but I have to walk through their philosophy as I walk through my philosophy before we ever start to cross that bridge and really do some positive change in the building.